Welcome to the Online Success Journey podcast, your opportunity to discover and learn from entrepreneurs like yourself. This is not your typical podcast, but a place where you can get the real story and find out how real people encounter speed bumps and detours, but journey through to find success. Now here's your host for the Online Success Journey podcast, Patience.
Hello everyone and welcome to Online Success Journey. This is episode 185. Are you ready to join the clan?
Today we have Barry Magliarditi, the founder and the director of the Game Changers, and has been recognized for his thought leadership by the 30 Under 30 in 2015 Telstra Business Awards, and was chosen as Australian Coach of the Year for the 2016 Envia Innovation and Excellence in Business Coaching in Australia. He started his first business age 18 in his garage, serving as a kitchen and renovation company. The business scaled quickly, and soon Barry was working from his own factory with 15 staff with a multi-millionaire dollar turnover. Hello, Barry.
Hey, Patience, how are you?
Fine. I know the clan is anxious to hear your story, so let's get started with the basics. Can you tell my clan a little bit about your background, about what you did before you started your own online business?
Yes, certainly. So, look, I grew up like most others in Australia, going through primary and high school. And to me in high school, it was quite evident that I didn't quite fit in with the rest of the way that society was conducted. I was finding that I was getting into a lot of trouble all the time within school, and was very distracted. And, that kind of led into my early career into being an employee. So I worked as a kitchen and cabinet maker. I had a strong passion to build things and to work with my hands. And after working several years there, I was very much feeling similar to the way at high school, and that was that I didn't quite fit in. My boss was very abusive. He was demanding a lot of me and not treating me very well. And one day I just had this strong feeling in my heart that I needed to leave. I didn't know where I was going or what I was going to do, but I just knew that I couldn't work for somebody that treated me that way. And I quit my job. And about 3 weeks later, found myself deciding that I'd advertise in the paper to start doing some small handyman jobs to the local community. And that was the start of my business career. Probably 17 years ago now, I suppose. I started my own business. Back then it was a kitchen and bathroom renovation business, but that was kind of the introduction into me getting into business, is just really feeling that I don't know, like I didn't want to be told what to do. I didn't want to be pushed around. I didn't want to be mistreated, and I really had no idea that would grow into what it grew into several years later.
What a great background, Barry. Okay, now you are online, you are coaches and lots of students. So what is the most dangerous belief an online entrepreneur can have?
I think the most dangerous belief anybody in business could have is that they know it all. I think that a business owner an online business owner that believes that they know it all stops growing, stops learning, stops evolving. And, that's the worst thing that we can do. I think that our brains and our minds need to be like parachutes, which is that they work best when they're open. And especially in today's society, business is evolving and changing so much. 10 years ago, we didn't have access to the interwebs and the different social channels and the different opportunities that we had marketing. And I think that more than ever before right now has never been a better time or an easier time to succeed in business. And equally too, I also feel that right now is probably the most challenging time to succeed in business. And that is that, we have all access to be able to advertise for a very low amount of money across all the different platforms. But equally too, if we don't stay relevant and stay up to date with the latest trends and the latest algorithm shifts and things that are going on, we can very, very quickly be left behind.
Okay, now you've been in business for a long time. Why do you do what you do?
I own a company now called the Game Changers, and essentially we help people to make more profit, have more passion, and have more predictability in their business. And before this business, it wasn't always like that. I went into my own kitchen and bathroom renovation business, worked in there for around 7.5, 8 years, and grew that business from scratch into a multi-million-dollar company. But in the process, I lost everything. I lost, my life. I lost my sense of direction. I lost connection with friends and social networks, and lost my free time because I had a belief that you need to work hard to make a living. And I thought that if I worked hard enough for long enough, I'd eventually get to my dream lifestyle where I'd have an abundance of money and an abundance of time and never have to do anything. And the thing that I realized through that experience is that the habits and the rituals that we set up in business become the foundation for the habits and rituals that we maintain in business. And if we go into business believing that we have to hustle to make a living, or we have to work 80 hours a week, it's very hard to break out of that belief. It's very hard to break out of that mentality. And that original business that I went into at the age of 17 grew to a multi-million turnover, bankrupted only several years after it started, because essentially through that process I lost connection with who I was, and I lost connection with my direction and how to get there. And never at any point did I ever believe that I wanted to be a coach, or that I had any expertise, or that I could work with people to help transform their life. And it wasn't until 6 months after the bankruptcy that I came across a coaching school here in Australia, and I thought, I need to learn how I messed my life up so bad. And I was at that stage very open to receive information and knowledge and learnings, and I started studying to become a coach. And I realized that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to help other people to, remove the fears and remove the limiting beliefs and remove the negative experiences that so many people were having. I see these people all the time on buses and on trains that are going to their 9-to-5 job. They're not happy, and yet they think and believe that they have to do that to survive in life. They have to do that to, build the life of their dreams. And yet so many of them are just stuck in a state of fear and stuck in a space of being unknowing. And I never planned on coaching business owners, because to me, I felt that I'd failed in business. My plan was just to help people with life coaching. And in the beginning, I helped a lot of people with different abuse issues. I helped people with depression and anxiety and fears and phobias. And sure enough, about 12 months after I started coaching, one day I woke up and realized that all of my clients were business owners. They all had small businesses. They were all struggling in business. They came to me because they had personal issues happening. But as a result of the work we're doing together with what we call the inner game and their psychology and their beliefs, they were seeing tremendous transformations in their business.
Let's put man aside. How do you know you are successful?
That's a really interesting question, and something that I ask people a lot is, I believe everyone has different measures of success. And, I see people say to me, hey, you're so successful. And I don't necessarily feel that within myself. What I define success as is the ability to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, how you want, whenever you want. And I think that if you've got the ability to do that, you're successful. I think that on top of that, success is not so much around what you achieve within yourself, but what you help others achieve in that process.
Can anyone be an entrepreneur, or are some people more cut out for it than others?
That's a great question, Patience. I think that some people are naturally wired to achieve success as an entrepreneur easier, just purely for the way that they're brought up and the way that they think. However, I believe that everybody has the ability to change their brain. I believe everyone has the same choices available in life. It's just some need to maybe work for a little bit longer to get there. We all have 24 hours in a day. And I believe that everyone has the ability to be a highly successful entrepreneur if they're open to learning, getting mentoring, getting coaching and continuing on with their education.
What reassurance or encouragement have you got for my members of clan who are quite not there yet?
What I'd say is that I think in many ways you're never there. I think that you're never quite there. I think that whatever stage you're at in starting a business or in growing a business is that you're always going to wish that you were 2 or 3 steps ahead. And I think first and foremost is that it's really important to stop now and to look at the past and realize that where you are right now, at some point in life, you dreamed of being here. And so therefore, if you manage to get to where you are right now and you are about to embark on a journey to become an entrepreneur or jump into online marketing and online businesses, that you can most definitely get there. It's just a matter of taking enough steps. Just because you take one step, it doesn't mean you've arrived at the doorway, but if you take enough steps, you can walk through that door. And so see business as, and this transition as a journey rather than necessarily reaching a destination.
You've been in business for a long time now. What have you learned from business as a whole?
I was having an interesting conversation with people today, actually, and what I shared with them is one thing that I've learned is that your business is always broken. Your business is always going to be broken. And the biggest thing that I see stops and prevents people from building momentum in their business is worrying too much around things not being perfect or things not being finished or things not being the way that you want them to be. Your business is always going to be broken. And the sooner that you can realize that, the sooner you can start to enjoy the journey and start to enjoy the challenges, because whether you're just starting out in business or whether you've been in business for 10 or 20 years time, there's always going to be challenges. It's just as the journey goes along further and as you become more and more successful, the challenges become bigger and you need to become more equipped to deal with them. And so, wherever you are right now, you are equipped to deal with the challenge that you've got. And it's a matter of trusting your own instinct and trusting your own intuition and going back into your heart, and surrounding yourself with people that have that belief and that maybe have been there and done that or have got some prior experience to assist you so that you don't have to spend as much time as others did. One of the biggest keys to my success is that I always found a way to hire people smarter than me, or found a way to hire people that had more experience than me, even when I couldn't afford it. Because the way that I looked at things is that if I could find a way to spend the money and buy somebody else's experience, it saved me time. And it meant that I could get there a lot quicker. And so the faster that I grew, the more money I started investing back into mentoring, into coaching, into education, books and audios and things like that, which has really allowed me to grow a lot faster with a lot less challenges and hassles.
You mentioned that you had to look for coaches or mentors. So what is the most valuable thing your mentors or coaches has told you?
There's a couple of things. I think first and foremost is around, seek for progress over perfection. Rather than, and especially in early stages of business, it's more important that you're taking action and getting things done rather than getting things perfect. And so seek for progress over perfection. The next big one that I learned very early on, and something that I still believe heavily in, and something that we share and teach our members, is around the inner game. And it's the understanding, the notion that your business will never outgrow you. So in order for your business to keep growing and producing better results, you need to keep growing as a business owner. You need to keep expanding your thinking and your knowledge and your skill set and your belief within yourself to get there. And I think probably the third thing is that, I believe a lot of the people listening to this are quite early stages of business. Is that in the early stages of business, you should be investing 80% of your time in sales and marketing. Like realistically, a mentor told me probably 10 or 15 years ago that until you reach $1 million in revenue, you should be investing 80% of your time in sales and marketing and 20% of your time in delivering, your product or your services to your customers and clients.
What grounds you?
So I'm heavily into meditation. Every morning I meditate. I try to get to yoga at least one time a week, if not more. And often, if I'm feeling a bit flighty or a bit busy, a bit overwhelmed, a walk in nature, swim in the ocean definitely grounds me. Just spending some time away from my phone and my laptop and other people helps me to find my center again.
What is the most valuable thing you have ever given away?
My time. Time is something that we can't buy back. Recently, there's been a few people around me that have passed away, and a few people around me that are getting quite old, and their life is coming to an end. And I think the one thing that a lot of people undervalue is their time. I think that anything we can buy with money, we can always generate more money, but the one thing that we haven't learned how to do at the moment is to add years on the end of our life. And so I think the most valuable thing I've ever given away is my time.
What is one thing no one knows about you?
Probably how hard I am on myself. I think I show the world a lot how confident I am and how much it looks like I've got things together. And one thing that no one knows about me, other than probably my partner, is that I'm incredibly hard on myself and what I demanded myself and expected myself, for my staff, for our clients, and for my family and the greater world around me.
Let's talk about your game changers. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, so after this journey of going through the bankruptcy and learning personal development and starting to kind of put the pieces together around really understanding how I created the life that I did and I created the circumstances, what I started to realize is that everything that I had in life was a successful result. So, the fact that I was broke back then, that I was, very angry, that I had very poor relationships, they're all successful results for the strategy that I was running. And what I realized is it wasn't about me, not getting the results that I was wanting. It was about me changing the strategy that changed the results. And so after I kind of, in many ways, fell into coaching, I started to build this deep desire to help entrepreneurs and business owners really create a life that provides them with both, profitability in their business, predictability in their business, and a sense of purpose. Because what I realized is that back then I had this drive to be in business and to, earn money and have time and build a family. And yet, in many ways, going to business, I lost all of that. I lost the freedom that I had. And that was the drive and the passion that came out of me to start the Game Changers, where, now we help people to do the things they want in life. And so we've, over the years, created a very tailored program where we help people, go from essentially starting a business all the way to growing it to multiple millions of dollars. At the same time, we help them to put in the systems and the processes, hire the right team members. And the whole way through our program, probably the biggest thing that we do is we work on the mindset and the state of being of the business owner, because what we know to be true is that the business will only grow as much as you. And I've met a lot of people that have made a lot of money and still been very unhappy. And equally too, I've met a lot of people that haven't made any money and have been very happy. And so what I realized is that the key to happiness and the key to success is more around what our inside world, our inner game looks like, rather than what the world looks like around us. And so something that we take our members through very much is, how to transform themselves from the inside out, and then the results on the outside show.
How long is this program?
Yeah, so within the Opulence program, it's a 12-month program, and we've got many members that stay with us. So it's actually a 3-year curriculum. We do it in 12-month blocks. And the reason being is that we see a lot of people out there online selling these get-rich-quick schemes, and, you can make a lot of money overnight. And the reality is I've never met anybody that's made a lot of money quickly and kept it. And some of these programs might deliver you big results instantly, but they're not sustainable. And we know that we need to work with a client for at least 12 months to not only help them create, life-changing results, but also know how to keep them and grow them long after we're gone. And so we have this 3-year curriculum. We break it up to 12-month lots. Some of our clients stay with us past 12 months and stay on for 2, 3, even 4 years. Other clients get through the 12 months, achieve great results, and then move on to continue living their life outside of that.
What type of clientele do you take on?
Great question. So we have a number of clientele from anywhere from trades businesses. So we have like plumbers, electricians, air conditioning specialists, through to people that have got online stores. So they sell physical products. We have other people that sell services. We've got coaches as clients. We have gym owners. We have beauty therapists. We have accountants, financial planners. We've worked with pretty much most of the industries out there, because what we've found is that there's a similarity between businesses, that the way that you grow and scale a business is the same. The difference is around the process and the people and the positioning of that particular business.
And where do we find this product, and how can we get in connect with you?
Yeah, cool. So there's a couple of ways. You can just jump on Google and just type in thegamechangers.com.au is probably one of the easiest ways to find us. The other way is you can, if you want to book a quick call with one of our coaches to have a chat and see whether or not the program might be a fit, you could just jump into bit.ly scale SCALE dash session SESSION and book a call to speak to one of our guys. So either through the website. You could also jump on a podcast. We've got a podcast, The Comeback Game, which you can find on iTunes or on the internet as well, where we also interview other successful entrepreneurs and business owners that are doing great things.
So, clan, there will be more from Barry in a moment. If you are listening on one of the many podcast platforms rather than my website and you are encouraged by Barry's journey, go to onlinesuccessjourney.com for a bonus portion of the interview. The Online Success Journey is a wonderful membership community built for people searching for the path to success. We are one big clan and you can be part of this community for free. Once you have joined the clan, click on part 2 of Barry's journey or over 150 other journeys that are available and learn how you can find the right path for your own online success journey. That's a wrap, clan. Remember, success is a journey. Patience and Barry.
This is not the end of the journey. We hope you've enjoyed listening to part 1 and want to be sure you know there is a second part to this and every journey podcast at onlinesuccessjourney.com, filled with even more success tips, uplifting stories, and even a bit of fun. There are dozens of episodes only available to the members of the Online Success Journey clan. Check out the website and click on Join the Clan for more information. Patience would like to thank you for listening to this podcast, and she has a free audio gift for you at her website. Go to onlinesuccessjourney.com for instant access to this gift. Of course, you know that listening to the journeys of others helps each of us chart our own path. So make sure you're subscribed to be notified as each new interview is posted. There are so many ways to stay connected to the Online Success Journey and to listen in. And if you're enjoying the podcast, we appreciate your help in telling others. One of the best ways to share the benefit you get is to rate and review it at Stitcher and other sites by clicking the stars or completing the ratings form, by clicking thumbs up and leaving a comment on YouTube, or liking and sharing the podcast on social media. To review the podcast within iTunes, simply open iTunes to the podcast, click on Ratings and Reviews, then write a review. On behalf of Patience, and until next time, thanks once more for listening. It is our hope that this podcast will guide you on your own online success journey.